Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Daily Revolution. We're talking about vows and promises and oaths and pledges today. And the key passage that we are considering this morning is found in Matthew chapter 5, verse 33 through 37, where Jesus says, "Again you have heard that it was said to those of old, 'You shall not swear falsely, but you shall perform your oaths to the Lord.' But I say to you, do not swear at all, neither by heaven, for it is God's throne, nor by the earth, for it is his footstool, nor by Jerusalem, for it is the city of the great King. Nor shall you swear by your head, because you cannot make one hair white or black. But let your yes be yes, and your no, no, for whatever is more than these is from the evil one." So at the heart of Jesus' message here, he's going back to the law of Moses in Exodus 20, verse 7, where the command is, "You shall not take the name of the Lord your God in vain, for the Lord will not hold him guiltless who takes his name in vain." So what does it mean to take the name of the Lord in vain? He's saying, do not hollow out the name of God. Do not render the name of God as a useless thing or something that you just interject here and there. Different meanings of this application would be the casual usage of God's name whenever you're angry or whenever you're surprised. Another would be falsely representing God, to use the name of God as an endorsement or an approval of actions that are harmful, violent, or unjust. Another idea is the idea of blaspheming the name of God or cursing the name of God, using God's name as a curse or in a way that is insulting to God. But more appropriately to what Jesus is talking about is the falsifying oaths, swearing falsely in the name of God, to perjure yourself, to lie while you're using his name. Let's talk for just a moment about oaths and vows. It's very important what Jesus is saying here. The point that he is making is that it is better not to take an oath or a vow than to do it frivolously, or to not fulfill it at all. Jesus is saying it's simply better to say yes or to say no and leave God out of it. So this yes, yes, and no, no, what is he talking about here? He's saying that your word should be good enough. Your word should be good enough. That's all that's needed. He's talking about living a life of integrity that represents the integrity of God. So then we come to this idea of promises and agreements and obligations. Whenever Jesus says, let your yes be yes and your no, no, he's not talking about using our words economically, just a quick yes or a quick no so that you can get on about your business. As I said, he's talking about integrity. And integrity starts in the heart. It doesn't start with the mouth. If your heart is not in it, it doesn't matter what your mouth says, you won't be able to keep it. So integrity starts in the heart, not the mouth. James, the half-brother of Jesus, in chapter 1, verse 9, of his book says it this way. He says, "So then, my beloved brethren, let every man be swift to hear, slow to speak, and slow to wrath." Now there's two things here that apply to what Jesus is saying, but the first, it has to be his instruction here to be slow to speak. What does that mean? Slow to speak simply means to think before you speak. Actually, and then the first part of what he says is be quick to hear. So actually listen to what somebody is saying and then think before you give your answer. You might want to ask yourself these questions. Is it within my power to do the thing that is being requested of me? Some things people will want us to do, we can't do it. It's not within our power to do it. We don't have the strength. We don't have the finances. We don't have other resources that are needed. So is it within my power to do what is being requested of me? Another Is it within my time to do it? Uh, you know, Listen to the question and think about, what is the time value in this? What is it going to cost me time wise to do this? Do I have the time to do this? But most importantly, is it something that God would want me to do? Regardless of whether I want to or not, regardless of whether I have time resources or financial resources or material resources to do this thing, is it something that God would want me to do? And if the answer to any of these is yes, then just say yes. And if the answer to these questions is no, just say no. And nothing else is required. There needs to be no fanfare about, by God, I will do this, or I swear to God, I'm going to do this. And there needs to be no explanation as to why you can't. You see, most of us want to please people. They ask us to do things, and we just want to be nice. We want to answer yes. Some people are just curmudgeons, and they just want to say no. But the upside to this being God-centered and thoughtful on our part before we speak is that spiritually, by saying yes or saying no after answering these questions, is you don't sin against God with your words. And then personally, it just makes your life so much smoother whenever you can speak from a heart of integrity and informed of what God would have you to do. Just say yes, just say no. You don't need to prop it up with I swear to God, or I can't do it because, this, that, or the other. It doesn't matter. If God wants you to do it, do it. If you can do it, do it. If you can't do it, don't do it. So think about these things and think before you speak. Grace and peace, everybody. Have a great day. We'll see you next time. It doesn't matter.